What's up, guys? Devon here, and uh, as you can see, the season is already over. I planned on doing an episode of the trade deadline, but there just wasn't enough content. Like, not enough stuff happened. It was just gonna be like a really short, boring episode. So I figured that I would just finish the season out and do the off season and the recap of how the season went, like all in one video. So this will probably be a really long video. So sorry about that, but I'll put like timestamps in the description of like what happens where and stuff. So yeah, I kept the messages. I accidentally deleted them again, but the only thing that I deleted of like importance is I signed Whit Merrifield to an extension. It's very cheap, 18 million over over the next 4 years. So the only incentive is 500,000 if he makes All Star team. Surprisingly, he wasn't an All Star this year. Um, but his average did take a dip. He didn't play as well as he did last year. Um, but I think that that was because his morale was down because of how the team was doing, and but like I mean, he did lead the league in stolen bases. His strikeouts were up. His walks were a little bit up. His homer numbers were down, therefore his RBI numbers were down, but he had almost 200 hits. He had more doubles. Overall, just really had a great year. You know, the WAR was down a little bit, but that was because the homer numbers were down. But Whit Merrifield definitely deserved this contract. I mean, this goes into the rest of his arbitration years, so I think next year we'll be paying probably a little bit more than we would have in arbitration, and we start to save money in 2020 through 2022. So this is a really good team friendly contract, and I'm surprised he signed it, but he's the GOAT. So. John Jay had a really good year. We're not gonna re-sign him, but I don't think he would re-sign anyway. If you take a look at his morale, a lot of these guys are mad at the year that we had, and that's understandable. But you know, it is what it is. Out with the old, in with the new. Um, Mike Moustakas voided his last year. Where is it? Here it is. He voided his last year, so we're gonna slap the qualifying offer on him. If he accepts that, this is interesting. He will have to fulfill this contract that he signed, which is another team-friendly deal. Uh, you know, he did have a little bit of a down year, but he still hit 35 homers, and uh, he still performed, you know, well. So we offered him a contract. He's been the staple of this franchise for a while. Intentionally, or originally, I intended on just letting him walk and trying to get a pick for him. But now I'm kind of hoping he signs or he accepts the qualifying offer. But if he doesn't, you know, he still get that pick. But you know, either way, that's a win-win situation. Other interesting news is the Orioles traded Zach Britton the trade deadline to the Minnesota Twins. They got Eduardo Escobar, who is just kind of a fill, and then Landon Leach, who looks pretty damn good. He looks like a really good prospect. So, you know, that's a good return for half of a year of a player. Jay Bruce hit his 300th homer. Cano with 2,500 hits. Verlander with 200 wins. Frankie Montas actually threw a no hitter, which is surprising. And then I'll go slow. yeah, we kind of broke out the money for our player development in our budget, and it's kind of starting to pay off. Like you see guys really starting to blossom and turning into the players that everybody thought they were gonna be. Even Josh Stallmont is um, developing control, which is really surprising because if he develops control, I mean, this guy's just gonna be absolutely dominant because his stuff is insane. So he did get some MLB time. He did pitch really, really well. So I think that he's gonna start out the year, at least spring training and in the bullpen, and we're gonna see what he's got. We're gonna give him a shot. Most of the year he spent in AAA, and he pitched lights out, as you can see. 2.23 ERA. Uh, yeah, almost a 1 WAR. So as a pitcher, as a bullpen guy, it's really, really good. So um, he did have a really, really high walk per nine ratio, which is why I'm surprised that his control potential went up. But I guess that's just a result of spending so much money on the player development budget. Um, Justin Grimm actually had a really, really good year. He wasn't an all star, but he did have a really, really, really good year and a breakout year. And we'll have one more year with him, and then he'll be a free agent. So I'm glad we're gonna get him back next year. Ryan O'Hearn came up. He was having a fantastic year in AAA. He started out really hot and then kind of sizzled, but he will be our starting first baseman next year with Lucas Duda hitting free agency, and Lucas wasn't very good for us this year. Uh, Mondesi got some playing time. He didn't play amazing, but uh, even if he doesn't play amazing, even if he's just average and develops over time, then he's still gonna get playing time because um, Alcides Escobar was pretty bad this year. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but anyways, uh, Richard Lovelady improved a bunch, even though he was hurt, and I think he's still hurt for like 7 months. Um, yeah. Uh, Eric Gagne, we actually signed Eric Gagne, the former closer, to be our AA pitching coach, and Kyle Haynes to be our AA manager, or a AAA manager, I think. Um, so these are the best rookies this year. Ryan McMahon um, had a fantastic year, probably the rookie of the year. J.P. Crawford had a good year. Austin Hayes had a good year for the Orioles, hit 30 homers. Acuna had a pretty good year. Really, really developing. Lewis Brinson had a decent year, I guess. Hit 21 homers, but this year in the World Series was New York. It was the Yankees and the Mets, and the Yankees actually won. So Willie Peralta, don't think that we want to pick this up. He's angry. It's 3 million. We could do quite a bit with $3 million, and we have a lot of depth in the long relief spot. So I think that we are going to avoid this. Jorge Soler. I forgot to talk about Jorge Soler. If you see the numbers that he put up this year, I mean, he was fantastic. I wasn't expecting this, but he almost hit 30 homers. The strikeout numbers were up, yeah. But surprisingly, the on base numbers were up. The average was pretty good, for him. And he played really well. So he executed his contract here. It was a player option. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. He's probably going to start out the year in right field, being our starting right fielder or a DH. So fantastic year from Jorge Soler. We're excited for next year. I doubt that he has a year like that again, but even if he's a little worse, it's still better than what I thought we were gonna get from him. Uh, yeah, Mike Moustakas voids his last year. My game's kind of like freezing, which is kind of weird. Um, we've actually voided Jason Hamill's uh, contract. I can't remember if I did that on the video or not, but our pitching coach apparently retired or left, or yeah, his contract ran out. Got to get a new pitching coach in this episode, which won't be hard. Eric, what? We just signed him. Anyway, other big news is the active roster. There was a rule change, and now it's gone up one player, 26. I mean, doesn't seem that significant, but it really is. Uh, and as you see, we didn't even have a 10-win pitcher this year. Our best pitcher was actually Jake Junis, who was a guy that we weren't even focused on coming into the year, but actually been pretty good, and he'll probably be our ace next year. So teams like this, you think you have an idea of what you're gonna do, but then guys like this just come up and pitch really well. I knew that he was a good pitcher, but I didn't think that he was gonna outpitch guys making $16 million. Ian Kennedy actually asked for a trade, and I was thinking, I wish I could trade you. Anyways, we can wait now. Kelvin Herrera actually picked it up, like turned it on. I know these two games don't show that, but he was down to a 3.2. Now remember, he was up to like a 6 ERA. He was brilliant second half of the season. So I mean, we're not gonna re-sign him, but that's good. Um, we're just gonna send him to the arbitration period and see who we can pick up. Okay, so our claim did go through for Ryan Dole of the A's. They put him on waivers, so you get a player like him for. He didn't even play in the majors last year, so it'll be a great opportunity for him to maybe find that form that he had in 2016. We're excited about that. We had a scout in Australia. We'll just Oscar De La Cruz had a fantastic year in Double A. We moved him up to Triple A, and he kind of struggled. Not terrible, but he did struggle a little bit. So he will start out the year in Triple A next year. See what he can do. If he plays really well, then he'll definitely get a call up because he's developing nicely. He's just not really putting up the numbers yet and play. We need to make him untouchable. Trying to trade for them, especially Mullen. Oh yeah, Foster Griffin came up and pitched really well for us too. He will start out the year in the rotation. A lefty, can fill the void that Danny Duffy left when we traded him. So that's really exciting. Trades like this are just stupid. we'll see who won the Gold Glove. We'll see if Alex Gordon won. Maybe Whit Merrifield. Maybe. Out it though. Uh, that's really about it. I don't really have any other like superior defenders, even though we did have a decent defense last year. Our really only strong suit, yeah, Alex Gordon did win the Gold Glove. I don't know why it's called Great Glove in this game, but I think you can change that. I need to change that. In the AL, Tanaka, Maldonado, Smoke, Tyler Wade, what? Zach Cozart, another Andrelton Simmons. So the Angels having 3 Gold Glovers: Alex Gordon, Byron Buxton, Mookie. In the NL, Zach Greinke, Tucker Barnhart, Paul Goldschmidt, Ozzy Albies, Nolan Arenado, Brandon Crawford, Christian Yelich, Billy Hamilton, and Jason Hayward. So that's a little bit more realistic. Yeah, but I always like little stories like this where little kid helps Jonas Cespedes find his stroke. Reliever of the year, we won't have anybody. Aroldis Chapman wins it, so looks like Andrew Miller, Ken Giles, Blake Trinan, and Zach Britton also had really good years. And AJ Mentor won it in the NL, so that's I do remember him making his first All Star game this year. And by the way, our only All Star this year was Salvador Perez, and he was a starter, but that was our only All Star. Sam Dyson. I'm a Rangers fan, so that's funny. Wilson Ramos actually won the Silver Slugger award over Salvia. Manny Machado hit 44 homers. Giancarlo hit 53. Trout hit 44 with a 7.7 WAR. Probably your MVP. A pitcher with a .074 won the Silver Slugger. Bryce Harper definitely the MVP in the NL. I mean, that's just an amazing year. Bryce Harper, Mike Trout looking like the MVPs, which is probably how it should be. Go ahead and add Ryan Dole to a much needed bullpen. Rookie of the year, we'll go ahead and send him towards the MVP awards and then just look at all of them. So Austin Hayes wins AL Rookie of the Year. Ryan McMahon wins NL. Aaron Boone wins Best Manager after winning the World Series in his rookie year, and Dave Martinez wins it. Ziegler apparently going to be a broadcaster. Noah Syndergaard wins Cy Young. These trades are just so stupid. Yep, Mike Trout winning AL MVP. Bryce Harper winning it. Probably how it should be every year, but not how it's been. We'll go ahead and, like I said, sim towards arbitration and see who we're gonna pick up, see who we're gonna let go, and start fresh. Off season is usually my favorite time for rebuilds. on contending teams, it's a little more stressful, but oh, did I oh, wait. Oh, I forgot to do it. So, Barnes are probably gonna pick up again. Yeah, I just completely got sidetracked. Harlow Orlando definitely gonna let go. Cody Ashley let go. Chesler Cuthbert, we'll keep as a death piece. But you won't be getting that. Willie Peralta let go. Brandon Maurer definitely let go. Glad I didn't have to. That would have been horrible if I would have forgot. Jesse Hahn definitely gone. Justin Grimm can stay. Brian Flynn. It's tough. I think we're gonna keep him just because we do need lefties, but he had an awful year. Nathan Carnes, I might let him go. This is a small market team. We'll keep him. We'll keep him around. So we don't even get the option to submit the qualifying offer for Mike Moustakas. Definitely not gonna qualify any of these. Boyer, Duda, Escobar, Hamill, Herrera, and John Jay are all gonna be free agents. Not interested in bringing back any of them. He signed Ryan Goen. Yo can walk. Tyler Collins can walk. Terrence Gore, he does have unreal speed. He can walk. Alex Liddy definitely. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Alright, so that'll definitely do it. Everybody else can kick rocks. Fuck them. And here comes the exciting part. Justin Grimm actually gets more than what we offered. Cuthbert. Yeah. Interesting offseason so far. I'm pretty sure we saved upwards of 20 million. So, this is my favorite part of the offseason when international free agents enter because there's always like, we sign this prospect. There's always that one or two prospect that, or not prospect, but player you can get who will really change the dynamic of your team. Like, I don't know if this is a good example, but guy looks pretty solid. If he's not asking for too much, I'll definitely put a flyer out there because he's seen as a leader in the clubhouse. We definitely need those type of guys around. He's only 24. Throws gas. What is he asking for? Ooh, it's actually really, really interesting. Yeah, I would definitely put an offer out there for this guy. I'm just gonna make it major leagues. Yeah, I'm actually really interested. Uh, we'll just we'll just do that. As you can see, he has good stuff. Kind of reminds me of Oscar De La Cruz, but this is the type of guy I was talking about. He's probably a bullpen guy, as he only has 35 stamina, but guys like this, I'm not gonna offer on that guy, but let's see how much he wants. I'm not gonna offer, but yeah, he's really, really cheap. So, uh, great defensive second baseman. This is actually a really weak class. Looks like this guy looks really good. I bet he's asking for upwards of 10. Yep. But he looks like he's worth it. Out of Cuba. Control might be an issue down the road. You never know. What does OSA think of him? About the same. Considering the pranks he's pulled, it's a wonder he's never been arrested. So, uh, heavy on talent and can easily front a team's rotation. Wow. Hmm. I do really want a guy like this. I could build around a guy like this. He's 6'6", 240. He reminds me of a lefty, Jose Fernandez or something. Like, if he had a fourth pitch, I really wouldn't mind pulling the trigger on him at all. We do need a lefty as well. Like, I do need a guy like this. I want to spend money like this? Uh, don't know. 27, so we can offer 6 years, with the 6 year being a team option. We can actually make this like 13. Actually, we'll make it 12. We'll kind of lowball him at first. But I do really like this guy. And then we'll go 8 here. 8. And then the rest 7.5. We'll see what he has to say about this. If I can click. So this would actually be like kind of a team friendly deal, I guess you could say, for a guy like this. But he hasn't proven anything. He's a young 27, Cy Young. Let's go ahead and offer like, usually incentives really help you out on getting guys. We'll go ahead and offer the no trade clause, because if we get him, why would we want to trade him? So this guy looks like he's better than Danny Duffy. He's half of the, if he signs this, he would be half as expensive as Danny Duffy. He's younger than Danny Duffy. And this would give us a little more flexibility with the team option. It's not guaranteed, so I really, really like this. I don't like the team option. Please include. Okay. So we could make this a player option actually. If he doesn't pick it up, it's not the end of the world. Because by then we'll probably be competing. Our budget will be increased by then, and we can offer him a contract that he more so deserves. It might be closer to 20 million or upwards if he plays extremely well, but we'll make it a player option and see what he has to say. So it sounds reasonable. So we get a guy like that for that. That will be huge. That will be huge. So we're not gonna make any more splashes. I think that will be our splash if we get him. What I would like to do is sign a right-handed, great defensive outfielder. Hopefully he can handle the stick a little bit. But Bryce Harper hits free agency after an MVP year. Clayton Kershaw hits free agency. See, our payroll's only 78 million, and our budget actually did get increased this offseason. So we're gonna take advantage of that. We do need relievers. We did pick up Ryan Dole, but I would like to pick up a lefty. I'm not sold on crap, what's his name? Randy Rosario. So, maybe like a Jake Diekman. What kind of year did he have last year? He had a fantastic year with Texas. Would not mind picking up a Jake Diekman. A Fernando Abad would be a way cheaper option, which would make sense. He pitched well last year with LA and high leverage games. Zach Duke is an option. He pitched really, really well. Fernando Abad is really interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye on him. Mark Jachemski asking for more money. Doesn't look significantly better and didn't even play well last year. Had almost a 60 ERA. So I'm not looking at him. AJ Ramos pitched for the Mets. Dan Jennings, lefty. Tony Cingrani did not pitch well last year. Jake Diekman. I'm actually going to let Jake Diekman go to a contender, and I'm going to look more at Fernando Abad. You might call me a cheapskate, but I don't care. I don't care. We're going to try this. Yeah, that would be a good pickup for us, and it would fill a need. We wouldn't have to rush Randy coming to the majors, even though he probably will start out at least not AAA, spring training with the major league team. So the spring training, we're gonna give guys shots to show me something. Don't see anybody that fits that profile that we were looking for. Carlos Gomez. Nah. We don't need that personality in the locker room with a bunch of young guys. Crap. But it doesn't look like there's anybody there that fits that profile. Brandon Geyer is kind of interesting. Oh, it's Curtis Grant. Brandon Geyer is kind of interesting, but not great defensively. He's decent, but Tito Polo, Colombian. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but doesn't look like there's anybody that really fits what I'm looking for. Adam Jones would be interesting, I guess, but at this point in his career, I think that he would want to go to a contender, so we'll let that happen, hopefully. Yeah, unfortunately, there's just nobody there. So maybe there's an infielder that can flex to outfield who's really good defensively. Like, he's not great, but Marwin Gonzalez, interesting. What is he looking for? 0.4. It's not bad. Yeah, it just does. I mean, I say it doesn't look like a good free agent class, but it is. It's absolutely fantastic. But for us, not so much. Let's just look at all relievers. Maybe we can get a righty because we do need help in general. He's a righty. He's 24 and he hasn't developed yet. I'm gonna leave him alone. Brad Brock isn't asking for much. Didn't pitch well last year, so that's probably why. But I would be willing to give him a chance. Is he a comp pick? I would not be willing to give him 3 years. Would be willing to give him this, however. This being a player option, so hopefully it's a 1-year deal. Yeah, he wants the 3rd year, so we're gonna leave that alone. There's not really many other names here. We had the worst bullpen in the league last year. So he's coming off of Tommy John. Could give a guy like him a shot, but it's risky. Kind of needs stability. Be able to step into the closer's role. Where is where is Kelvin Herrera? I don't see him. Maybe I'm blind, but wow, what? I don't know if I'd be willing to bring him back on that. I know before the year I said that I'd be willing to bring him back for under 4, but I think it would have to be 2.5. And we'll do this. And we'll make him the closer. So hopefully, maybe he'll take this. I don't know. Okay. Interesting. If he signs that, that'll be a good pickup. You know, we won't lose our closer who pitched really, really well in the second half. We do need an outfielder bad. Go ahead and do this. Wait, what? Okay. Where is... Wow, that's really all of the outfielders that I have. So, we definitely need an outfielder. Or 2. And it doesn't look like there's any options, which is unfortunate. this is a bad outfield class. Maybe like I don't know, man. I want him to go to a contender. Really wouldn't be realistic for me to sign him. Melky pitched or no, played pretty well for Texas last year. What are his stats looking like? Still pretty good. Some of his teammates resent his selfishness. We don't need that. Maybe we can, yeah, maybe we can pick somebody up in the Rule 5 draft because I don't feel like spending money unnecessarily. And I do know that there's going to be some talent in the Rule 5 draft. You know, we could spend money on a guy like Vladimir Valentine, but um, it just doesn't really make sense. Doesn't. Uh, didn't even like dominate, I guess. I mean, he hit 51 homers, but he struck out a ton. The average wasn't too impressive. It would lose a draft pick, so there's just no way. So I think that we're gonna hold off on uh signing an outfielder for now. We're gonna try to pick one up in the Rule 5 draft. I think that would make a little bit more sense for our team dynamic. It's a little bit unfortunate because I wanted to at least sign like a solid glove, but there's just not many options out there. But we do have nearly $30 million, so hopefully we get Sergio Flores. Hopefully we get Juan Correa, who would also be a nice piece, you know, at least for AAA this year. After letting a few guys walk, and then you know, hopefully we get these two bullpen pieces. And I'm not gonna say we'd be looking good, but we'd definitely be looking improved. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for our off season. Unfortunately, um, we're just gonna simp through, um, try to see if we get these guys, and yeah, hopefully, I'm really hoping we get that pitch. It would be easier for me to just delete all of this since what I've been doing anyway. Yeah, so Richard Lovelady's still up for 6 months. So Fernando Abad probably gonna sign with us, it seems like, and Juan Correa probably gonna sign with us. So it's Mike Moustakas is still here, even though he voided his contract. I don't. Oh, I guess. I guess even though he had a player option, he signed an extension. So even though he voided the player option, it just picked up right where the extension was. So I thought that that was gonna void out the extension as well, but it just seems like that's where it's gonna pick up, which is, you know, even better for us. We have team friendly deal. We don't even have to pay him 15 this year, which is incredible. Um, thank goodness for that, and we get to keep him. There would be a big glaring hole at third base if he left. So Harper goes back to Washington, but seems like on a fairly cheap deal. Wow, really, really cheap for a guy that just won MVP. So that's strange. Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson almost made as much money as him. Pretty sure he did on a shorter deal. Josh had, oh, he did still. You're not offering me enough coin to sign here. Good luck finding a starting pitcher. Wow, what? Another team has made an attractive offer. I'll probably sign with them. Here are the numbers which could sway me. I mean, I'm willing to pay him this, so. You know what? I'll even bump this up to 12. Player option for 12. Then we'll just leave these at 10. Would still be significantly cheaper than Danny Duffy. And he's younger and better, so. Maybe that's a little bit more attractive to him. I'm still okay with it. He even loses a year on his deal, so it's even more attractive. Yasmani signs with LA after having a down year. For a pretty team-friendly deal. Shane Bieber. Alright, we'll see if he likes that. Another. Oh my goodness, Clayton Kershaw signed with Toronto after having a really, really bad year. It's interesting. LA also signs Brian Dozier for 18. So I love these. Seth Manis. Miguel Almonte actually improved, which is promising. He's really turning out to be what everyone thought he would be. I mean, my scout thinks he's becoming closer to what OSA thinks he's going to be. The only downside is his morale is really, really down, and oh my goodness, 47 minutes. But his morale is really, really down, and I don't think that he's gonna touch the majors to begin the year at least. So we gotta hurry up. That is ridiculous. So Juan Correa signed on, so that's good. I think that he'll join the active roster. Valentine signs with the Braves, so it's a pretty good signing for them. 4 years though, he'll be 38, making nearly $10 million, and he won't be able to DH obviously in and out in the NL, so I wouldn't have signed that. It was a Rule 5 draft. Got to get an outfielder. Kelvin Herrera thinks he's gonna sign. Wow, so he goes to the Toronto Blue Jays. Unfortunate. He signed for way less. Wow. That sucks. The Blue Jays looking much improved. Mets get Daniel Murphy back. Dodgers sign AJ Pollock. Can do this real quick. I always do this every year in each of my saves. So I pretty much have this memorized. Barry Bonds is my Hall of Famer. So is Lemons. Ray Holiday, Todd Helton, Edgar Martinez, even though he's not gonna get in. Manny Ramirez, Mariano Rivera. You guys might say Manny Ramirez. Yeah, go look at his stats. Kurt Schilling is not a Hall of Famer in my opinion. Yeah, my ballot. Let's do the Rule 5 draft first. We'll see if we're leaving anybody off the 40-man. We'll add them real quick, the guys that we don't want to lose. Looks like there's not even an outfielder in the Rule 5 draft, which is very unfortunate. We're not going to sign Aquino. Yeah, just really, really unfortunate so far. It's off season. Yeah, I don't sign it, or I don't see anybody that I could lose. You really want to be careful though here. Oh, Bird, the Rangers just traded Profar for him package. Jake Cave is interesting. Don't know if I want to spend a first rounder on him though. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start it. It doesn't look like I see anybody that I could lose necessarily. So we will have the third pick next year in the first year player draft. So we should be able to get a top arm, which is really, really exciting. Justin Lawrence. We'll go ahead and sim these two picks. They don't take anybody. They don't take anybody. So we have the chance to sign or get Forrest Wall, who I'm sure you guys know turns into be a pretty good player. We already have a second baseman, obviously. We won't be getting him. No, I do want him. He plays center field, but not very well. Chance Adams, New York Yankee. Now this guy looks promising. I would like the stamina to be up. He reminds me of Jake Junis. I think we're gonna pass on him. Really, really need an outfielder. Victor Arano is a good leaf option. We're gonna pass on all of those guys. Man, this has just been an awful offseason. Andrew Stevenson is an interesting name. How did he play last year? good defensively, but he's just awful at the plate. Man, this has been an awful offseason. There is nobody here. Dustin Peterson is not the guy. Aquino is not the guy. Like, I really can't take anybody. I really can't. Sad. Yeah, maybe we just take Justin Lawrence here, who's seems like a future closer or high leverage receiver or reliever. He's already 24, still hasn't developed. Maybe we just pass on everybody. I think that's what we're gonna do. What an awful offseason. Oh my gosh, Oscar. Ooh. Thought I saw that. He was gonna get picked. Oh my gosh, imagine trading Danny Duffy and then losing him the same year. Oh, that would have been awful. You guys would have trolled me. I don't see anybody, unfortunately. So that, and with the video being close to an hour long now, I think that's gonna be it this off season. I did say this video was gonna be very long, so you can't say that I didn't warn you. Didn't know it was gonna be an hour long. Now Cody Carroll is very interesting because he's 26. He looks like he's developed. My scout thinks he's ready. OSA also thinks that he's ready. You know, you'd like the control to be up. What was his walks per nine? It wasn't extremely high, but you'd like for it to be down. Maybe we take a Cody Carroll here. That would honestly make sense after losing like 3, I think, guys in our bullpen. So you know, maybe we take a Cody Carroll here. Good look at Ryan Burr. Trash. Okay. So no, those trash. Yeah, so we're gonna take Cody Carroll here and get the fuck out of here. So I'm glad I got him, but I wish I would have got the starting pitcher. He looked really, really good. I'm sure he'll be really good for the Blue Jays. We'll definitely keep tabs on him, but yeah, unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Anything else to do? So, thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching, really wasn't a great off season for us, but you know, with next year being a year where we have more flexibility financially, you know, maybe we can go after like a top tier free agent. I don't know, but I doubt we will. But usually 2019 off season is really good. And we will have a great pick. I don't know if Bobby Witt will fall to us, but if he's there, you know, we'll definitely take him. Or we can just take a top arm and then use Melendez to develop him and Foster Griffin also there, and Jake Junis. He's a little bit older, 26, but Melendez will definitely help him. But I'm excited for where this team is going. We didn't have a good year this year, but we didn't expect to have a good year. like I said, um, we have a good pick, so that's good. And we're in the process. We showed life with Danny Duffy, so we know that we can compete. Um, when we have the right pieces, we just have to develop our guys. So next episode, it'll be the preseason. We'll set budgets. We'll get ready for spring trainings. Probably simulate spring training, and then get ready for the start of the year. Probably play opening day, maybe, depending on how long the video is. I don't want another hour-long video, but thank you guys for watching again. Let me know what I can do to improve. Now I know this video was a little bit impromptu, and I didn't have a plan or anything, but just kind of went into it. There's probably a lot of boring parts where I was just sitting there thinking about what to do, because I didn't really plan, I guess you could say, but I knew that I wanted a right-handed outfielder who was good with the glove, and then hopefully there was an international free agent that was interesting, which there was, but usually there's a great bullpen piece, or an outfielder who you can sign for cheap. But it just wasn't the case this year. This offseason was really disappointing, and I have a feeling the next offseason is going to be better. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.